Hey everyone, Opaque Flake here, welcoming you back to the year Final Fantasy with Final Fantasy V. So, as you saw, this game is all very story heavy, only not really. In fact, it's actually pretty funny. But I had to do a lot of things in between, and you can see that I'm part 00S. They're just me grabbing some items, talking to some NPCs, and grabbing a few extra items that I had to ignore for the 00 part. But I didn't talk to the NPCs here if you're curious, so I'm gonna be doing that now. But what I did do is job grind. Kind of. In part 00, I made everyone a blue mage, because I remember that you can get 3, it could be 4, but I know it's 3 at the very least. What I should be doing right now is, in the meantime, 3 blue magic abilities. There we go. And it's kind of important. Kind of, I mean, they're arrow, vampire, and I think it was goblin punch. So yeah, it should be those 3. Goblin punch is gonna be useful. I know this from reading online comments. I wouldn't have done it myself, but essentially it's like you can beat the boss with goblin punch. And I'm like, okay, but goblin punch fucking sucks balls. And they're like, no man, if you're the same level, you'll destroy it. And apparently the boss is level 5, I'm level 5, well, Butts is, so goblin punch the fuck out of that boss. I don't know how much damage it's gonna do, but that's what I already planned to do already. After that, straight up, me trying to remember everything again. So I hate to say this, I really do. In fact, I hate to say it in both ways. But I wanted to do the Final Fantasy V PC version, which is the mobile port. And you're like, what the fuck? Why would you play that monstrosity? I thought you loved sprites. Why would you touch that? Well, throughout my Let's Plays I've been saying that I'm glad Final Fantasy has been released for mobile. Because, well, it's introducing it to the new generation. The new generation is straight up on handhelds, and I'm not talking about millennials. I'm straight up just talking about the kids now. Anyone under the age of 13. I tested it out. Everything's nice and dandy. I had a lot of, how you say, run-ins, but the main one being I couldn't remove the bilinear filter for some reason, and I got tired of re-downloading the damn thing. Well, I got tired of re-downloading it on my download speed, and I should have made a backup before I fucked around with it, so I did it more than once. I fucked up the first time, then I made backups with the copy. I couldn't remove bilinear filter for some reason. It could be because of my GPU. I got all the other cool mods in there. The other one of them being, I'm not buying anything, I'm just showing you the stuff here. Also Ferris pops up, it's like, hey, you know, you don't want to buy me some stuff, can't break continuity. Right, so one of the cool mods on Final Fantasy V PC was Lena in her Reina. Because right here it's Lena, but it's also Reina. Names are different. This is the English translation of the Super Nintendo or Famicom, Super Famicom game. And for the most part, I'm okay with it. I've only touched it. I never really beaten it. I beaten this on the anthology version, and I really liked Ferris's pirate talk. I just like pirate talk. I just found Ferris to be much more funny with it on. Fuck, right, let me talk about these mods. One of the mods was to change the portraits from Amanos to remove them, or to... I guess I have to say yes. Fuck! This game is very comical. Another mod was it changed the hair colors to match well, the Amano portrait's hair colors were changed to match the respective characters. And I thought that was pretty cool, because Amano always gave them white hair. And it's kind of funny because they would always be afflicted with old. Another mod was, I thought this one was really cool, but someone removed the hoodie on Lena's white mage costume, so when she would fight, she would always have the white mage hood off. I thought that was pretty cool. And I think the other mod I used last but not least was to remove the blue mage mask off. But that's just, you know, me personally. I don't like having the blue mage mask on. At least not in that sprite art style. Anyways, these guys are teaching me stuff here, but we talk to them. They teach you about some nice things. I'm just doing it for the items. I actually learned all this stuff from Final Fantasy VI's newbie room, I guess. I always thought those were awesome. But I can explain the rest of Final Fantasy to you guys. Again, I'm only here for the items, and I don't think they gave me anything. For example, this is a monster in a box. I think that's about it. Like the one scholar dude from the Wind Shrine, he gives you 5 potions. I'm just trying to remember when these NPCs gave me something. I guess not. That's about it. I think I got everything there is to grab here. Unless I forgot about these. I think I already inspected them. Okay, I'm good. One last thing is the final skit to this whole place, other than speaking to the pirates. But honestly, man, I really did want to do the mobile part, but I couldn't. I played a little bit of it. It was pretty good. Everything is rather faithful to the Game Boy Advance port in terms of how it's animated and how the script is. However, this is a different script. I can finally talk to the damn bartender. In the mobile port, this dude is easily visible. I mean, he's kind of visible here, but that's because I have this thing in 1080p. I'm sure if you were playing on a small 14-inch CRT TV, it'd be kinda hard to see that person unless you play really close to the television, which I think most people did. The skin's exactly the same in the mobile port. I think the text is a little bit better as well. Just a little bit. A lot of people really like playing this version more than the Game Boy Advance version, just because of the translation alone. Again, me, I like playing the stupid, lousy translation of the PlayStation port. But again, pirate talk. Wait a minute. Now I got everything. I'm not gonna buy anything, because I don't need everything, so nuts to that. I gotta say, I really like the Reina/Lena. I'm gonna switch between their names, so there you go. I like their sprites in the mobile port. Same thing for Ferris. Galuf, not that bad. But's the worst. Anywho, here's my formation. Just gonna put that right there. And switch Butts back to a blue mage. So yeah, I made all of them blue mages. Until I walked around and got them all to level 1. And that's about it. I'm gonna leave Butts as a blue mage because I want to do that goblin punch thing. I don't know if it's gonna work out. Too bad I can't see the black mage sprite on the overworld. That sucks. A few things to note about that cutscene. Reina was talking about how the earth is gonna decay, the water is gonna become raging and stagnant, and the fire is gonna make the planet come cool and all that stuff. I think that's a loose translation and reference to Final Fantasy 1. Not to mention the jobs you get are rather about the same as Final Fantasies 3 and 1. You got the fighter, the monk, the thief, the 2 mages, and your freelance. Of course, blue mage could be the red mage here if you want. It is a new job. Also, one more thing, Galef did say we're ahead on our way, which is the very first song you hear at the beginning of the game. So now the first enemy, the suckers, or these suckers. They're suckers because we all have observe. We can observe them. Alright, probably shouldn't. Everything's so slow. I hate to admit it, but the mobile port is a lot quicker in terms of fighting. One thing I am glad to say though, is it's kind of cool that I'm playing a game in its very roots because I haven't done that at all yet. So I kind of welcome this. And the load times are pretty quick. One thing I do hate though, is that I can't press L and R in the menus to swap through characters. I've gotten so spoiled I need it. I miss it. I demand it back. Another cool thing about the emulators is that since the Famicom or Super Famicom worked in layers, you can activate them to disable sprites and backgrounds as you will. Also, you can remove the clipping in the game that kind of made it 4x3 for the TVs and whatnot. And by that I mean this. See? There's a downside to it though. It kind of messes with the layers, so I haven't found anything yet. But if you go to the menu, the layer gets fucked up. Like, you don't see your items, or not the items, you don't see the menu on the right, that's about it. You see everything else, but not that. And I just love Ferris and how she looks like as a black mage. Ah, she's already dead. Monks are so fucking strong! Old man Galef is Chris Redfield punching shit and breaking them as if they were rocks. Anywho, the next boss, I hope I'm not level. Okay, I haven't leveled yet. Next boss, I hated fighting this boss because I was still new to Final Fantasy in whole. That wasn't 7 or 6, and I thought it was really fucking hard. I thought this boss was really hard. I remember looking at the strategy guide to how to beat this boss, and it said, make everyone a black mage and use bolt, and I did that, and it did help. But I'm gonna do this and see if it works. So, please hit hard. Holy shit! That's really hard. Oh, goddamn, Tuskru. Lena, you are slow. Lena's actually naturally a mage. All her stats based on the player's guide that I have, it says that she has the better stats to do that. And this boss is gonna die already. Remember that boat JRPG ship I was mentioning? Apparently, I didn't know this at the time, but I was referencing this. Not just Legend of Dragoon, Final Fantasy V had its own boat level thing. And I think Vampire would fuck me over if I did that on the skeleton. Damn, you countered twice? Damn! He counters... You saw that, right? He countered bare-fisted and hit him twice with it. Monks are badass, man. Any case, the goal is to get Butts to level 3 Blue Mage. I honestly wanted to make him a knight, but eh. So let's see. Since you already became level 1, I can only use level 1. I can make you a Spellblade, but that's an actual job. So for now, I'm just gonna swap them. And I did that on accident, but whatever. I gotta say though, Galef is gonna be a hilarious character. I can already tell already. I honestly don't remember how he was as a character in whole. That goes for a lot of characters here. I actually don't have a good memory of this game at all. But Galef's gonna be hilarious. And speaking of memory, let's see if I remember how this dungeon works. I know there's a boss. Well, there has to be a boss around here, but... Oh, hey, free healing. I'll come back to this place later if I need it. By the by, the no clip mode here, it also works on the overworld. It looks a little bit better, but like I said, this happens. Of course I can turn it off, but eh. Another cool thing about the mole port is you can run freely and you don't need a thief job to do that anymore. So that's one thing to consider. I hope it's worth it. Alright, let's see if you guys can heal me. That's not that bad. Wait, I healed them. They're undead too. Well, Vampire's gonna suck here. And Galef got built up. Oh, that's like store. I might use that. Okay. I guess I just had to press circle. Or I think it was A. Before and after, yeah, A. Circle is A, B is X in Super Nintendo layout, I guess. Because it's a Japanese translated game, everything's backwards, I guess. And I can't use L to target all of them, I have to go all the way to the left. Damn! So how hard is it since you're a black mage? Usually the second ability is weaker because it's not the main job, but I'm curious to see how strong it is. Oh wow, it's just as strong. Just keeping an eye on my HP. Yeah, Ferris, why are you concerned about your damn body getting wet? Well, thought it would auto-target the enemy, but doesn't really work that way. So let's see how arrow works. Not bad. By the way, if you're curious on where you learned arrow, you learned it in the Wind Shrine. I didn't even know you could learn it in the Wind Shrine, but one of the enemies casted it on me. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll come back here later and learn it. Cool thing about this game is also you can switch jobs on the fly. So if you want to look for walls and fake stuff, you just switch real quick and then switch back. There's like no penalty. It's kind of cool how they kept that for the, well, this game. Because 3 is like, nope, you gotta pay some points that you earn after battle. Here it's like, nah, you can switch whenever the fuck you want. You have the crystals. That way you need to pay. One thing I noticed about this game that the PSP version of Final Fantasy IV didn't do for some reason, the music doesn't start all over and its loop keeps going like how the later games do. Also, I got learning. I don't think I can learn anything from anything else for meanwhile, so I'm not gonna give them to that. But I'm gonna switch jobs. I am so tempted to go into a thief. But I'm gonna go with Knight. Be useful. Knight gets to learn the two-handed sword attack, or equip. They get to equip two-handed swords, or one-handed swords as if they were two-handed rather. They firmly grasp that sword, and they destroy with it. In any case, I am not using a player's guide for this game. I was just looking at my old one that I used to have. I couldn't really find it, so I downloaded a scanned copy online, and I'm just looking at it for nostalgia's sake. Undead Rusk, interesting. Alright, so the skeletons are really weak against fire. Good to know. I guess the Undead Rusk must be weak against ice. I can only assume. I did compare Gala to Chris Redfield, so it makes sense that that rock enemy is weak against his fist. Damn, we have a lot of health already. Holy shit. Oh, that's a new enemy. Psycho Head. Psycho Dad. I want to say the Undead Rusk are weak against ice. I mean, it did quite a bit of damage. But then again, it was a singular attack. One cool thing I do like about the mobile port is also the sprites. They're not really sprites, but the artwork. It's the way they pose when they're going to cast magic or do an attack. It's pretty badass looking. Ferris points up as if she were going to be hitting a home run or something, or some kind of summon striker for a wrestling attack. I don't know. It's pretty cool. honestly thought the reveal was gonna be a little bit later, but holy shit, was it always this early? I really have like faint memories of this game. So did I get fully healed? Yes, I did. Nice. Really could go for a save point though. Hey, what do you know? Alright everyone, that's it for this part of Let's Play Final Fantasy V with me, Opaque, Flake, part of the year Final Fantasy. See you in the next part. K, thanks, bye.